1 minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race. Mike Monday.
Yep.
Greg Huey. 30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race.
Elijah.
Chris Monday.
A red sweatshirt. Is that Mike or Chris? Son, is the guy on the far left, is that Chris? That is Chris. Hey Chad, could I get you across the line? All right, cross the line one more time. Could I get Mike to cross the line? Mike, can I get you to cross the line, please?
Mike Monday.
Did I hear you wanted to volunteer marshal? All right, we'll get you guys lined up. It is Greg in 1, Chad in 2, Mike in 3, and Chris in 4. For 4 cars. If it was like 5, 6. One of us will. Hey Kyle, could I get you to stand in the center of the corner over there? Thank you. All right, my marshals are in place. VTA Heat Race 1 drivers, you guys can go on the tone in less than 5. Caution in the middle, stay tight in that middle. All clear.
"4 minutes left.
1 minute down, 4 to go. It is Greg, your leader, with a 29 in the 5.0. Chris in second with a 27 in the 5.0, back 4.4 seconds. Mike in third with a 25 in the 5.07, back 4.7. Chad in fourth with a 22 in the 5.10, back 9 seconds.
Three minutes left.
3 minutes left in the race. It is Greg, your leader, with a 30 in the 5.05. Chris in second with a 29 in the 5.09, back 6 seconds. Mike in third with a 26 in the 5.10, back 14 seconds. Chad in fourth with a 23 in the 5.09, back 14 seconds. Right now, Greg has the fastest lap of the race with a 9.7. Chris's fastest lap is a 9.9. Mike's fastest lap is a 11.15, and Chad's fastest lap is a 11.17.
Two minutes left.
2 minutes left in the race. It is Greg, your leader. Chris in second, back 5 seconds. Mike in third, back 19.5 seconds. And Chad in fourth, back 16.6 seconds. Coming up next is 12 scale heat race 1 with Scott, Brian, Steve, Brian Vanderveen, and Greg. Caution on the right. Stay tight on the right. Stay tight on the right. All clear on the right hand side.
One minute left.
Final 60 seconds to race starters. Final 60. It is Greg, your leader, with a 30 in the 5.08. Chris in second with a 29 in the 5.05, back 5.5 seconds.
45
Mike
seconds
in
left.
third with a 26 in the 5.07, back 26.5 seconds. Coming up next is your 12 scale heat race 1. Please get those cars ready.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left in race drivers. 30 seconds left.
Fifteen seconds left.
10 seconds left in race drivers. 10 seconds left. Finishes lap drivers. You guys will be done when you hear your name.
Mike Monday done.
Mike, you are done.
Greg, you
and
done.
Greg, you are done. Greg got the win with a 30 in the 5.07. Chris got second with a 26 in the 4.03. Mike got third with a 26 in the 5.05. And Chad got fourth with a 16 in the 3.30. Up next is 12 scale heat race 1 with Scott, Brian Fink, Steve, Brian Vanderveen, and Greg. For my marshals, I will need Chris, Mike, Chad, and 1 volunteer. Chris, Mike, Chad, and 1 volunteer.
Scott Uden. Brian Fink. Brian Vanderveen. 1 minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race. Sorry. 30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race. Steve Roebling.
Hey Nick, could I get you this side?
Greg Huey.
Marshall? I can let you go like a couple minutes. Alright, we'll get you guys lined up. It is Scott in 1, Brian Fink in 2, Steve in 3, Vanderveen in 4, and Greg in 5. Good idea, Conrad. Yeah. Alright, my marshals are in place. 12 scale heat race 1 drivers, you guys are good to go when you hear your name. Scott, Brian Fink, Steve, Brian Vanderveen, and Greg. Caution in the middle, stay tight in the middle. All clear.
Four minutes left.
1 minute down, 4 to go. It is Scott, your leader, with a 36 in the 506. Brian Fink in second with a 35 in the 505, back 1.6 seconds. Greg in third with a 34 in the 501, back 0.8 seconds. Brian Vanderveen in fourth with a 33 in the 503, back 2.4 seconds. Steve in fifth with a 32 in the 501, back 2.2 seconds. Caution on that front stretch. Stay wide on that front stretch. Center. Stay tight in the center. All clear.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left in the race. So it is Scott, your leader, with a 35 in the 5:01. Brian Fink in second with a 35 in the 5:05, back 1.7 seconds. Steve in third with a 34 in the 5:07, back 4 seconds. Caution on the right, stay tight on the right. Stay tight on the right. All clear. Greg in fourth with a 33 in the 5:02, back 2.5 seconds. And Brian Vanderveen in fifth with a 33 in the 5:05, back 1 second. Right now, Vanderveen has the fastest lap with an 8:1. Scott's fastest lap is an 8:3. Brian Fink's fastest lap is an 8:4. Steve's fastest lap is an 8:2. And Greg's fastest lap is an 8:2.
Two minutes left.
2 minutes left in the race. It is Scott, your leader. Brian Fink in second, back 3.4 seconds. Steve in third, back 1.6 seconds. And Vanderveen in fourth, back 6.8 seconds.
One minute left.
Final 60 seconds for race drivers. Final 60 to Scott, your leader, with a 35 in the 5:01. Steve in second with a 35 in the 5:08, back 5.5 seconds. Brian Fink in third with a 34 in the 5:01, back 1.3 seconds. Brian Vanderveen in fourth with a 34 in the 5:05, back 4 seconds. Coming up next is GT12 Heat Race 1 with Steve, Nick, and Brad.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left in race drivers. 30 seconds left.
Fifteen seconds left.
Finish this lap, drivers. You guys will be done when you hear your name.
Scott Uden done.
Scott, you are done.
Steve Roebling done.
Steve and Brian Fink, you are done. Just looking for Brian Vanderveen.
Brian Vanderveen done.
There's Vanderveen. Scott got the win with a 35 in the 5:01. Steve got second with a 34 in the 5:0. Brian Fink got third with a 34 in the 5:01. And Brian Vanderveen got fourth with a 34 in the 5:05. Out on the track right now is your GT12 Heat Race 1 of 2. Your racers are Steve, Nick, and Brad. For my marshals, I would need Steve and Scott. Or I don't need Steve because he is racing, so I need Brian and Scott. Brian Fink. Too many Brian. Too many Brian. There's 3 Brians here. Too many Brian. Brian Smith, Brian Fink, Brian Bailey.
One minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race.
Just looking for Nick and Steve.
30 seconds to the start of the race. 15 seconds to the start of the race. Nix Ali. Steve Roebling.
All right, we'll get you guys lined up. It is Steve in 1, Nick in 2, and Brad in 3. You guys are good to go when you hear your name. Steve, Nick, and Brad. It was you.
4 minutes left.
1 minute down, 4 to go. It is Steve, your leader, with a 34 in the 5:02. Nick in second with a 24 in the 5:06, back 23 seconds. Brad in third with a 24 in the 5:12, back 3.5 seconds. Caution on that left side, stay wide on that left. All clear. Give me 5 seconds. Three minutes left in the race. It is Steve, your leader, with a 34 in the 5:07. Brad in second with a 26 in the 5:01, back 33 seconds. Nick in third with a 24 in the 5:10, back 13 seconds. Right now, Steve has the fastest lap of the race with an 8:7. Brad's fastest lap is a 9:5, and Nick's fastest lap is a 10:5.
Two minutes left.
2 minutes left in the race. It is Steve, your leader, with a 33 in the 5:01 now. Brad in second with a 29 in the 5:09, back 40 seconds. Nick in third with a 25 and the 5:04, back 18 seconds. Coming up next is GT12 Heat Race 2 with Brian Scott, John Sumner, and John Steger.
One minute left.
Final 60 seconds, race drivers. Final 60 to Steve, your leader. Brad in second, back 45 seconds. Nick in third, back 22 seconds. Up next is GT12 Heat Race 2 with Brian Scott, John Sumner, and John Steger.
"30 seconds left. "15 seconds left.
10 seconds left in race drivers, 10 seconds left. Up next is GT12 Heat Race 2. Finish this lap, drivers. You guys will be done when you hear your name.
Steve Roebling done.
Steve, you are done.
Nick Zaley done.
Nick, you are done. Just looking for Brad. There's Brad.
Done.
Steve got the win with a 33 in the 5:03. Brad got second with a 29 in the 5:08. And Nick got third with a 26 in the 5:02. Out on the track right now through GT12 Heat Race 2 with Brian Scott, John Sumner, and John Steger. For my marshals, I will need Nick, Brad, Steve, and one volunteer. Nick, Brad, Steve, and one volunteer.
John Steger. "1 minute to the start of the race. Scott Uden. 45 seconds to the start of the race. John Sumner. "30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race.
Just looking for one volunteer marshal.
Brian van der Veen.
Thank you, Conrad. Your guys' lineup is Brian in 1, Scott in 2, John Sumner in 3, and John Steger in 4. Brian, you're in 1. True. Alright, my marshals are in place. You guys are good to go when you hear your name. Brian, Scott, John Sumner, and John Steger.
Four minutes left.
1 minute down, 4 to go. It is Scott, your leader, with a 34 in the 507. John Steger in second with a 33 in the 50, back half a second. Brian in third with a 33 in the 502, back half a second. And John Sumner in fourth with a 28 in the 507, back 14 seconds.
Three minutes left.
3 minutes left in the race. It is John Steger, your leader, with a 34 in the 507. Scott in second with a 33 in the 503, back 2 seconds. Brian in third with a 33 in the 505, back 1 second. And John Sumner in fourth with a 29 in the 506, back 19 seconds. Right now, Scott has the fastest lap of the race with an 8.7. John Steger's fastest lap is an 8.8. Brian's fastest lap is an 8.9, and John Sumner's fastest lap is a 9.2. Coming up next is Euro Truck Heat Race 1 with Tad Chuck and Brian Smith. Caution that middle chicane. Stay wide in that middle chicane on the left.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes left in the race. It is John Steger, your leader. Scott in second, back 1.5 seconds. Brian in third, back 7.8. And John Sumner in fourth, back 13. Caution on the top left. All clear. Final 60 seconds, race drivers.
1 minute
Final
left.
60 to Scott, your leader, with a 33 in the 502. John Steger in second with a 33 in the 503. Back 0.3 seconds. Brian in third with a 32 in the 504. Back 8.5 seconds. And John Sumner in fourth. Back 24 seconds with a pace of 29 in the 501. Up next is Euro Truck Heat Race 1 with Tad, Chuck, and Brian.
30 seconds left. $15 seconds left.
10 seconds left in the race, drivers. 10 seconds left. Finish this lap, drivers. You guys will be done when you hear your name.
Brian Vanderveen done.
Brian Vanderveen, you are done.
Scott Uden done.
Scott, you are done.
John Steger done.
There's Steger and there's Sumner. Scott got the win with a 33 in the 502. John Steger got second with a 33 in the 503. Brian got third with a 32 in the 503. And John Sumner got fourth with a 29 in the 507. Up next is Euro Truck Heat Race 1 with Tad, Chuck, and Brian. For my marshals, I will need Scott and John Steger.
One minute to the start of the race.